Yeah, so I've been linked a feral rant. That's title on Reddit on World of PP. So I thought, you know what? I'm a feral druid. Maybe I should read this feral rant. So let's get it going. Feral rant. Definitely not the first rant you'll see about ferals on this page, but this is beyond ridiculous. Yes, we have good damage to see, no doubt about that, but our survivability is the biggest joke. I mean, it's pretty true. Feral is the most killed melee by far, and is also the most killed overall by all specs in certain brackets. I'm gonna show that right now. Warcraft arena logs. It's a thing, okay? It's a whole thing. Stats. Spec performance, first blood. So in Solo Shuffle, we're only behind Desert Warlocks when it comes to first blood. Most killed melee by quite a bit. Then in 2v2, similar thing. And in 3v3, we are the most killed spec out of all the specs. So, I mean, and that's not a coincidence, okay? That's not a coincidence. The reason for that is because we are squishy as heck. You are, by default, the target in 95% of games. It's go the feral, train him down, take him out. That's kind of how it goes. Without Acer, then basically every caster, there's including mages and our caster counterpart, Boomy. I mean, this is also true. The numbers back this up. For spec that has got to be melee range to damage, why we're still getting one shot with PS up. Throw PS otherwhere like Rogue or DH and no chance we'll be able to one shot them. Barskin does nothing even if you're in bear form. We seriously need some urgent attention to this. I think like, dude, so Natural Order's Will, a legendary we had back in Shadowlands. This one, where like skin is a bit buffed and also get a regen when you skin. I think this would be so nice. Make that like a talent or something, man. In the Druid tree. But yeah. Survivability, but with the way out of specs are at the moment, there's plenty they can keep up and have just as good mobility. I say this is true to like the mobility creep of like most other specs has kind of just crept up now, like over some time. I think like roots is so big though, right? Like higher ferals like use roots a lot, which helps with this in getting away. Sherman with healing buff to Rigo, but with the size of the health pool, so there's nothing, especially when you factor in the base level spec has more Mortal Strike effect. I think like Rigo now feels pretty good. It doesn't feel awesome. In heart, it feels nice. Yeah, like for me, just like regen. Like, guys, keep in mind, Rigo like wasn't even necessarily buffed. It was unnerfed. It was nerfed by 40%. Regen still has the same kind of nerf on it, right? So it's not even about buffing, it's about unnerfing it. Which, of course, in a way is a buff. But yeah, see what I'm saying? Bear form does very minimal. You still get pump sitting in bear with skin. I feel like bear skin is, like, not necessarily the biggest problem. Like, it's just regen. Like, this happens so many times. You guys have seen this. Like, I heart double regen, and I died to, like, 2 dots. Like, it's happened so many times. Where like, I'm bear form, double regen. Like, they're not even on me. It's like a hunter is not even on me. It's like his pet or something. And I'm losing HP through double regen. And that's just, like, the worst feeling ever. Like, I get away. I heart the wild. I double regen. And I'm dying to just, like, air still. And it's just, like, it's not even worth going bear form or even pressing those buttons at that point. Yeah, I shot like, how many times did I have when I go like, yo, double regen? And I just die to like no CDs. But yeah, like this happened a few times. There's no doubt that we should be squishing cat form, but to the extent it is right now is laughable. Go bear, you still take F ton of damage. Try to escape, which often requires being in cat, so travel form, or travel or no form. If you're wild charge your partner, you can see the health bar, get lead in 1 global. Can Blizzard at least make a spec what it's supposed to be like? Surviving as feral should be about pre-bearing enemy ghosts. It's no escape or running away and seeing people off. you being able to heal yourself in the process. I think like making Ursine baseline will be sick in that way, man. Like this is a cool talent because it awards like good bear form usage, right? Because like 4 seconds after bear forming. Have you tried not dying though? Yo, hey, tell that to this right here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. But I have actually tried that, and sometimes it does work. I wouldn't even care if they nerfed our damage slightly to buff our tankiness. Overall, Feral's supposed to be a support spec, where our tool can see a lot and heal, but our heals are still garbage. And getting out of form to heal and CCs is a mass sacrifice to potentially getting one shot. And I think, like, right now, guys, like, what's making Feral, like, ooh, man, guys, if Feral didn't have Wild Attunement, this new talents, and our new tear set, like, oof. If we had our last season tear set this season, I think Feral will be, like, beyond horrendously bad. Like, it's actually kind of, like, Feral is pretty good right now, but it's all because of this, basically. And that's just kind of, like, crazy to think about. Like, these things that we didn't even have, like, last season, if we didn't have those now, we would be probably competing, like, guys, you would have 2 F-tier specs. And they both start with F. I think we both know what specs those 2 would be. Okay, I'm not even going to say it. But we have these things that kind of make us good now. But it's, like, very... It's, like, basically, like, if you rip this, like, Band-Aid off, like, it's just going to go... And, yeah, we're going to go down. Yes, Frosty K. Frosty K. Yeah. So, like, when it comes to, like, nerfing damage to get more survivability, I think, sure, at least, like, taking, like, some damage away from the big bites and be put him, like, into more sustained damage. I think, like, Feral does do a lot of damage now, right? But it's not, like, that crazy compared to, like, I mean, if you look in Shuffle, right? Like, it's not like you're doing... Like, let's see here. It's not like you're doing more damage than, like, most other things. Like, that's just not the case at all. Like, no stats is showing that. Probably some of that is because we're squished and we die, right? Of course, because if you're dead, you can't be doing damage. But it's not like Feral's just out here just doing trillions of damage like we're early Season 1. But I do think, like, our burst right now with the bites could probably be tuned down a bit. Give us a bit more sustained damage, and then also give us a bit more the defensives. All in all, just buffer tankiness in cat form to be on par with that of a DH rogue, and buffer tankiness bear form to be what it's like in Shadowlands. And a spec that I feel recently is reasonably well-rounded. In Shadowlands, like, it felt a lot better. It did, for sure. Yo, Swa. It felt a lot better then than it does now. I think... In Shadowlands, like, Rigorv was a bit crazy, okay? I can't lie. Like, you would just, like, spam Rigorv with Strength of the Wild and nothing would die. But there has to be, like, a middle point between there and now where it's, like, just good. And feels good. The thing is, as well, like, at some point, it's not even, like, a matter of subjective opinion. Like, of course, a lot of it is, but, like, also, just, like, look at, like, the actual stats of, like, what's going on. And it becomes, like... pretty obvious that there's a problem, you know? And that's pretty much like what's reflected in this post as well. This round is from a 2-1 CR for all the season. Interested to hear your thoughts, whatever bracket you may be. Let's see here. God, please help our kitties. He's struggling right now, Lord, and they need you. I see what we do for our chickens, Lord, and we need that right now more than ever for our kitties. I see what we do for monks as well. Spread some of that love to the cats. It's got a little prayer here going on. Well, when everything feels cool and I tell myself I like to learn it, I play 2 rating games to log out. Your ability to damage is extremely demanding and have to not die in 3 seconds to every other melee in the game simultaneously. Jeez, I mean, it's true. Like, if there's a lobby, let's say there's a DK, there's a rogue, there's a DH, and there's a Feral Druid, right? By default, in every single scenario, Feral Druid will be the target every single game, no questions asked. Like, there's not even, like, any... It's just, like, not nice. And hopefully they'll do some stuff. I think just buffing regen itself would go a long way. But yeah, cool post. Good stuff.